Hey, and welcome back to the Business Owner Spotlight. It is a phenomenal day here. I am excited. Look, I got to tell you guys, I'm all about transparency, right? Started a little bit rocky. I fell asleep during my morning meditation, which is not what's supposed to happen, and just wasn't getting things done. But you know what's amazing is how quickly it picks up, and I'm super excited to be right here today. I'm interviewing Sarah Douglas, who is an amazing owner of Full of Grace Marketing. Sarah, thank you for joining me on the Spotlight.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
So Sarah, tell us your business story. How did you get into business? How did you get where you are right now? All that.
Yeah, well, I guess it's a up and down journey, but
it is for most of us.
Yeah. I think like most people, started Full of Grace Marketing 4 years ago, and I was just at a place working for a home builder in the marketing department. I was their marketing coordinator for 4 years for that company. So knew a lot about marketing, social media started coming out, and I was actually helping a lot of family members. I guess a lot of my aunts and uncles are entrepreneurs, so that's kind of it's inspiring. And I've kind of always wanted to do something on my own. I always had that craving to go out there. I knew I had to do more in the world. I just didn't know what. I think when social media came out, it was very clear that it was a passion of mine. When I was at work, all I wanted to do was that.
That's what most of us want to do at work, but I think you probably wanted to.
But the difference was I wanted to do for a business. Like I was in a home builder industry. And in 2000, so that was like 2009, 10. And
oh, nice. That's a great time to be a home builder.
Pinterest. Yeah, I know. We were going, obviously, that was a horrible time. But on the upside of that, I just had so many like ideas as a home builder. Pinterest was awesome. I was using it personally and pinning all the homes from our websites and things like that. So I even tried to push it on my employer for many, many years. And I think like maybe the year I left, 2013, we finally started using it. But so there was all these interests. Like I love doing it for business too, not just for fun. Yes, I want to be on social media or Facebook during business hours. But so then with social media, I really just fell in love with it. I was already in marketing, graduated from UTSA marketing degree. And I started helping family and friends. And when I really started helping family and friends and they were actually paying me, I was like, hey, I can make this a business. So that's when I kind of decided to start a business. I was already kind of frustrated with some of the work I was doing in the corporate world. So I just decided to leave, and it was a crazy journey. I cried the day I left. It was crazy. I didn't know what I was doing. But no regrets.
No, I have to say I did not cry the day I left if I did cry, it was tears of joy when I left my corporate job.
I cried out of fear and worry, but
well, there is that. That's, like the whole definition of an entrepreneur is someone who takes greater than average risk for the chance at greater than average reward. So, that's scary. That is scary stuff right there.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
So you kind of naturally eased into this position. What was, and how long ago was this for you?
4 years ago when I left the corporate world. Yeah. And started, it was that same year. Yeah.
4 years. So you made it past the 1 year mark, which is what knocks most people out of business. You made it past the 18-month mark, which is what knocks the next majority of people. Yeah. You're at 4 years. You've almost made it to 5. Have you ever had any moments inside there where you're like, dear God, I'm done. I'm quitting. I'm going back to corporate?
Maybe on the financial side, just looking at finances and thinking like what makes sense in that side. But on the other, I guess, like, yes, the first year I struggled to make income, maybe even the second year, but it's just kind of like I never looked back and said I want to go back and work. I guess work for like a 9 to 5 corporate position. Right. There's some dream jobs that look tempting, like even working for Facebook or working,
right?
Those jobs actually seem pretty cool, but I kind of know what goes into the day-to-day grind in that environment, and I'm not sure if that's what I'm cut out for. And what keeps me going, I think, is other entrepreneurs like you and and just learning like what is out there. And I still haven't done everything that I want to do. So I feel like that keeps me going. Like I told you a little bit on our call before this, I definitely want to do a podcast. Like my husband and I now own the business together. He came in around 2 years ago when we actually met each other, but I did start it on my own. And so there's a podcast. I want to do photography eventually. I have so many things I want to do. So I think this is kind of the right position for me because I'm very flexible with my hours and I make my own schedule, but I'm working all the time. It's not easy. So.
Right. It is. And, you know, honestly, so we are right around our 3.5 year in business mark. And I finally had the realization, and it's one of those things like it seeps in slowly, but I finally had the realization, like, I'm finally at the point where I don't have to work as many hours. Now that I go through stages, right? So this week I've got a huge event tomorrow night. I'm working like, 14, 15, 16-hour days this week. Next week I'll probably work 6, 7, 8-hour days, right? And so you get to age it off. And I've reached a point where I really love everything about my life. I'm getting to do the things I want to do. I've built this business that's doing a great job. It's taking care of me. It's taking care of my employees. I'm like, that's such an amazing feeling. And you don't get that feeling being an employee. You really don't.
Right. Oh yeah.
So
I love it. And right now I know it's my husband and I, and we do like bringing on interns, and hey, we're always looking for social media interns. Social media intern started her own consulting company, like her own branch,
Nice.
So I do train entrepreneurs, by the way, but but yeah. So right now we're not managing employees, but we just love the way, like, I don't know, we just love the way our life is going, the way we're planning. So
yeah, I feel like you put in a lot of time and a lot of hours and a lot of effort. And as long as you do it in the right direction, you build your business up to where you actually do get to enjoy your life and live your life, right? There's, I have it over here. I just have to find it on my board. Entrepreneurs, it's a Lori Greiner quote. She's one of the sharks on Shark Tank. She said, entrepreneurs are willing to work 80 hours a week to avoid working 40 hours a week. And, it's so true. I will happily spend 3.5 years working 80 hours a week to be able to do whatever the heck I want for the rest of my life. Like, that makes total sense to me.
Exactly. And that's the option I chose. But I don't know about you, but when I started, everybody thought I was crazy.
Oh, yeah.
So I think like you have to be crazy. There has to be this other thing motivating you to leave the corporate world. Like, why would you leave benefits? Why would you leave all the medical, benefits? And then why would you leave the paycheck? I mean, right. I don't know, but it's like I do choose that 80-hour week over the 40-hour week. There's just a part of you that if you're dying inside every day when you walk in that office, that means like you should explore something on the side, because there's something that you're meant to do than be in that cubicle or be in that office every single day. Like, that's what I believe. My husband and I both, when we met, he was dying at a big financial company, but he was dying in there every single day. He was stressed. He didn't love it. He felt there was something else he needed to do. So I felt like we both felt that. So if you have that calling, it's kind of like, hey, maybe I'm meant to do something else in the world. So.
Yeah. And I think, feel free to step out and take that, and you're right. When I stepped out in business, I got a lot of supportive calls. It was kind of like hey, Steph, I just want you to know that I believe in you, even if you have to go back to corporate America. And it was like, I really do appreciate that. Simultaneously, thanks.
Yeah.
That's kind of like a backhanded compliment there. But I do want to ask, so I'm sure you guys have run into some obstacles and problems and challenges. And we're going to start with one question, then I've got another one that I'm curious about. But what were some of the obstacles you ran into that almost put you out of business, and what did you do about them?
Well, one of the obstacles I always run into, and I think it's more, my husband doesn't struggle with this, but I struggle with it as a business owner, is knowing our worth and our pricing. I feel especially, we live in San Antonio. I don't know where everybody else, the audience is, but in San Antonio, business owners, they're not used to spending $1,000 or more on certain services or marketing or videos or social media, you know, they want to pay like 100, 200. And when I started out, I was charging like 200, 300 a month, you know, for social media services. And I feel like that's a huge struggle. And we've gotten to a really good place because I have a partner in business who happens to be a man, and he's more money conscious for some reason, because I guess I'm not. I just want to actually be out there and help people is what I want to do. But helping people does not earn a living. So a lot of women struggle with that. So I do love talking to other women business owners, and hopefully they talk about their payment structure and make sure they're getting paid, make sure they can make a living off of this. So it's one challenge that I finally feel like I came to a good place. But it's taken like almost all 4 years to come to that place and know my worth, know my services, the value we're bringing for clients. And yes, there are like a ton of online, you know, free SEO, free social media management, free online and you know, it's people from India or wherever, and you just pay $99 a month and all that. But there's all those options, so people can definitely go there. But if they want that one-on-one, that hey, we actually will answer our phone, we're not an 800 number. So stuff like that one-on-one, we care about your business, we want real actual results for you, and we're here to talk through and consult you through the whole process. So it's one of those things, just finding your worth and knowing it, and then going out there and finding those right clients. And even if it means shifting your target audience to a different level. I don't know, but it's kind of a challenge that we've always faced. And we're getting better at it. Well, I feel like we're good at it right now, but it's a challenge that I think a lot of people go through, especially women.
Yeah, and I'm going through a book right now from Sheryl Sandberg called Lean In, and she talks a lot about how, you know, women, for some reason, like, guys are totally okay with being like, you know, $3,000 for social media, and women are like, we can't ask that. They should. So what she's talking about is that guys are just very matter of fact, and girls tend to be like, well, they'll pay me what I'm worth, right? We expect to get recognized, and like, oh, if I do a really good job, they'll want to pay me more money. And it just doesn't work like that. So you're right. A lot of women do struggle. And I even know guys that struggle with pricing, you know, who struggle with, you know, well, am I really, especially if it's a service like what you're doing, where it's you, right? When you say, hey, you're going to pay me $500 a month, and they go, oh my God, that's expensive. What they basically just said was, oh my God, Sarah, you're not worth $500 a month. And that in your head, right? And so now it's like, right? Super personal. So it is hard to get past. And I think a partner is really, I've always let my coach set my pricing too, because I would just totally discount everything.
Exactly. Yeah.
So the next question that I had was, I'm curious to know, I've seen this go really well for people and really poorly. How do you and your husband work together, and how do you keep it from destroying your marriage? Because I've seen that happen.
Yeah, I think we're still discovering that, but it's been great. We've been doing it for 2 years straight. So I feel like we do work on projects like Monday mornings. We work together. We go over client projects that we have for the week, but it's only about like 2 hours that we're sitting together. We're sitting down working, right? The rest of the week, really, unless we're going to go to like another networking event together, we really are separate. I work on mostly like what do you call it? The person that's out there, you know, for the business, the project manager, and I work on working with the client directly. And I actually like going out. So I do have a home office, but I go to like Starbucks, local coffee, any little cute coffee shop around. And that's where I'm most productive. So that's where I actually do the bulk of my work. And my husband has a home office and he works from here. So we actually are separate. So people always think, oh, we work together so you see each other all day and all this. And it's like, no, we don't get anything done. Even in our 2-hour meeting once a week is where we get a lot of stuff that we need to hash out. And then the rest of the week, we kind of work on our own projects. And we're always connecting throughout the day to go over this client or this client. Through Google Hangout is what we use to communicate throughout the day. But that's kind of how the work flows. And then since we are in the social media website world, those things don't turn off. So
Right.
we actually can't turn it off, but we do have downtime when we turn it off. But in the evening, we actually do have dinner. We go walk. We go exercise together. Those are some of the things that we do really enjoy. But since we're both entrepreneurs, even on our walks, I mean, we're talking about other business ideas. We can't really turn it off unless one of us says, hey, turn it off. You know, let's talk about a vacation we want to do. Let's talk about family goals and things like that. But so the balance I think we're trying to get right now, but it's actually been working out. So the balance is like maybe at night, we do like to then catch up a little bit more on emails or something, some project or check social media again. So we do go back to work at the evening. But that kind of works out for us. Like we're kind of night owls. I will go to bed by midnight, but my husband is a programmer and coder. So he loves like
4 in the morning.
1 a.m. to 4 in the morning is his most productive time, which is crazy to people, but that's where he actually really is productive. So that works for him. So he does work at night and throughout the day. But so it's kind of you have to find your own balance. For us, it's worked for us, and we actually really enjoy it. We do have our downtime where we'll go out to eat. We're always going out to eat. That's what we love to do. But we live in San Antonio, the best restaurants. But we go out to eat. We take walks. We go to the gym. Those are our getting aways. Hang out with friends. And then, yes, we might come back home and work on our laptops again, but that's what we enjoy doing. So that kind of works for us. But I think every couple that works together, they have to find that balance, because if they don't have that quality time together at all, then I feel like that can kind of ruin a marriage. Like you have to have business in it because you're working on your business together, but you have to have your intimate relationship as well and have that, do those things that you enjoy, like just taking a walk together. Yeah, so
the little thing. I like that. I think that's a really good answer. And I've always, I've seen my parents work together. I have several clients who work as husband-wife team, and I've always had my theories on it, and we've made them work several times, but I'm always curious to find someone who had to find their own path to make it work. Now, it's amazing always to me how quickly these interviews go. And so I do want to ask one more question, though. What is your best piece of advice for other entrepreneurs out there?
I was going to say, I was thinking about this, and the advice that I've heard from other entrepreneurs, so I've kind of taken and owned it. If it's not a yes, or I was going to say if it's not a hell yes, it's no. And so what I mean by that is, if you see a meeting invite, or if you see a networking event, if somebody asks you to meet for coffee and you're not ecstatic to be there, it's not like you're jumping up yes, then it's a no. And I know we always go back and forth like, oh, right. Should I do this? Should I not? Should I? So that's the thing. Put that in your mind, that when you get that invite, that people want to take time out of your day and your business, that it has to be a yes. Yes, I want to be there for sure, 100%. Because if not, you're going to come home and you're going to be like, oh, I wasted another hour at this networking thing, and oh, I wasted this time at a meeting that I didn't need to attend. I could have had a phone call. We could have gone over a few things. So that's like managing your time. If you think every invite that comes through your inbox or comes through a text or a phone call, you need to think like, is it a yes? Is it a
hell yes?
Yeah. So, and if not, then it's really a no. You're really telling yourself, I don't really want to be there. So.
Yeah. And I think time is too precious. We do not have enough of it to be giving it away to things and people and places that we don't want to be giving it to. And when we as humans can wrap our head around that your time is precious, one, it's going to address our billing issue, because we're going to be like, oh, I have to put time in and my time is precious. But that's really cool that you said that, because as you were talking, I was realizing that's probably one of the biggest realizations I've had this year too, was, time, like I've always known, no, time is precious. Time is the most precious resource, blah, blah, blah. But like, it finally sunk in this year. Like, time is literally my most precious resource. And that was just like was a jet.com commercial, right? With the head blowing up. So that was really awesome. Thank you. Cause I had not processed that till just now.
Oh yeah. It's helped me a lot with all the things I used to want to do and be a part of and this and that. And then I just had to look at it all and where am I getting the most value? Where am I growing too?
Yeah.
Do the people know more than me? Then, okay, I need to be over here. You know,
right.
I need to grow too. So it's just balancing your schedule.
It is. That's cool. Well, hey, this was really cool. I'm so glad we were able to coordinate to make this work.
Yeah, thank you for having me on. And I love seeing your Instagram stories now that you started using it.
That's right. Sarah was the one who taught me how to do Instagram stories. So everybody who feels overwhelmed at all the Instagram stories I'm putting out now, you can go below, grab her contact information, and thank her personally.
Hey, it's great. We love to see. I would suggest every business owner use Instagram stories. I know people say, it's just for personal use or whatever, some people. But you can really use it for business and showcase where you're at, who you are, talk to your audience, and they get to know you, like you, and trust you. Guess what? They buy from you because they know, like, and trust you.
And that was an amazing piece of advice to end on. So I'm not even going to say anything else other than get out there, get people to know, like, and trust you, and you can make it an awesome life and awesome business. You have potential. You really, truly do. It took me years to be able to say that, not knowing who was on the other end of the camera, not knowing who was watching, be able to say it and believe it. But I've come to realize that we all have potential. We truly do. It's up to you to decide to step into it. So I'll challenge you to go out there today, step into your potential, make it a great life. Sarah, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Bye, guys. We'll see you next time.